in somebody else's name.
Am I on?
So if your dream
Is he on?
Yes, he is.
He's back. Did y'all really miss me? Oh, you never write, you never call. Okay, we're here. Turn it down. I can't turn it. Thank good Lord God, turn it down. My ears. Hi, y'all. There's a bunch of Willises. No, that's only 2 Willises.
There's only 2. Yeah.
There are hundreds of them.
Hundreds.
Hundreds of Willises. Hi, folks. Larry Wayne Gatlin here. Welcome to the Gospel According to Gatlin on WSM, the air castle of the great Northwest, Southeast, South, wherever we are.
South.
Here on WSM, the legend. I'm back. I was gone for a couple of weeks. The brothers and I went to, where'd we go? We went to Gstaad. You have to kind of go.
Wait, what's the name of that again?
Gstaad, G-S-T-A-A-D, Switzerland.
Okay.
Gstaad.
All right, that's good.
And we did the a gentleman, wonderful man named Marcel Bach.
Okay.
I don't know if he's kin to Johann or not.
I was just going to ask. There's Johann Sebastian Bach.
Yeah, I know. Batch.
John Batch.
John Batch. And is he a member of the Opry? And I don't know. There's another Willis. They're trickling in, folks.
Yeah.
They can trickle in for 2 days.
Yeah.
They are wonderful. They're some of the talentedest kids and the most wonderful. They're kind of homely old kids, but boy, they're the prettiest, wonderfulest kids.
Yeah.
Great singers and players. So they're going to be here with us at 12.
When you have that big of a family, isn't every day a family reunion?
I guess so, man. I don't know how you keep from losing a couple of them every now and then.
Yeah.
You know,
sweep one under the rug.
If one of the Willis kids decided to leave home, how would you know? I mean, there's a bunch of them. That's what I'm talking about. You can't keep up with all of them.
I wouldn't want to pay that cell phone plan.
No kidding. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to pay to buy the ammunition to keep the guys away from the door. I mean, those little kids. But anyway, they're going to be here with us after a while. We're going to play some country music, and we'll talk more about went to Gstaad. Marcel Bach puts on this 27 years. He's been putting on this festival, country music festival. Chris Young was there. The lovely Patty Loveless was there. And this rock and roll blues cat, his name is Philip Funkhauser.
Never heard of him.
He is a blues. He's got a hot band. It sounds like B.B. King. So we had a wonderful time, and then Janice and I went to Paris for 2 or 3 days, and we'll talk about all that. But right now, we're right here on WSM. We're going to play a bunch of music. The brothers and I are going to do the Opry tonight. You're going to have to take over about 5 minutes.
2 shows tonight, Larry.
I'm telling you. Are we getting paid double?
I can't answer that.
It's such an exorbitant fee.
Well,
you know what? I'd pay them that just to get to be on the Grand Ole Opry. We're very grateful members, almost 40 years. Coming up 40th year this Christmas. This Christmas Day that we've been members. So we're going to play a lot of good music for you. What did we play a while ago?
We played all the Golden California.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, nice folks. We're brought to you by the good folks at Renew Spinal Care. And those of you who are listeners here with me and my sidekick, JJ, Jonathan Schaefer, you know that you've heard the story before. But I'm going to tell you what. Back pain ain't any fun. It is totally debilitating. And everybody, if you live past 40, you're going to get a backache. It's just that simple. So get your pencil, get your Big Chief tablet, and your number 2 pencil and the Crayola or something, and I'll tell you where to get it.
Do you need both the pencil and the Crayola?
Yeah, you kind of outline it. Make it real artsy-craftsy. It's renewspinalcare.com, and it's 844-34-RENEW or 1-844-347-3639. And you always do those too fast. You know those guys that do those disclaimers on TV? They'll tell you about a product and go.
I have to do that once in a while, so yeah.
Now we live in a country that's supposed to be based on truth and goodness and all that. What's that for? That disclaimer that's so fast. A Melvin Attila ought to do the disclaimers, then everybody would.
You'd have to buy an extra spot.
Know what was in it, and if it was bad for you. So anyway, get your Crayola, and if you have sciatica, what is it?
Sciatica.
Yeah, herniated disc, scar tissue, all that stuff. I'm telling you, folks, they don't pay me to do this. They sponsor our show, but I went to them years ago, and they fixed it. Walked in at 11:30, walked out at 2:30. So I'll tell you more about that after a while. But first of all, we need to play some Gatlin, brother. We need to get caught up on Gatlinism in this time slot.
Because you've been out for a couple of weeks.
I had this myself. I missed 2 weeks.
Which we did best ofs, which I realized was an oxymoron. But yes, we did do best ofs the past 2 weeks.
Well, you know what I was going to do? I was going to call y'all last week
But you were on vacation.
But it was 2 o'clock in the morning.
See, when you originally told me, hey, I'm going to call in from France, I went, yeah, no, you're not.
Lay your pants on fire.
It's going to be like 1 in the morning when you're calling in.
I know it. Okay, this song we're going to play, I Wish You Were Someone I Loved. But everybody always says, I wish you were someone I loved. Past tense. It's not. I just wish you were someone I love. In other words,
sorry, Larry.
I've taken to your favors and all that, but I really don't love you, so get out of my house.
That cut me deep.
That is a country song right there, pal.
Yes, it is.
Hey, who's in the big flagship?
Kevin is in the flagship.
Kevin, it's good to see you, my friend.
You can't see him.
I know I can't,
Yeah.
but it's whatever. It's vernacular. It's showbiz
Right.
vernacular.
Theater of the mind.
Kevin, play it while I slap JJ around the head and shoulders. On WSM, the Air Castle, the Legend 650, and those handsome Gatlin boys.
I did not mean to mislead you, and I never intended the push come to shove, and I don't have one thing against you. I just wish you were someone I love. I thought I had fallen forever in love the minute your red gingham dress hit the floor. But after I'd taken of all of your favors, the hungry inside of me cried out, there's more. Don't misunderstand me, it's not that you're lacking. The fact is your beauty's what dreams are made of. I do not have one thing against you, sweet lady. I just wish you were someone I love. And I did not mean to mislead you. And I never intended the push come to shove. And I don't have one thing against you. I just wish you were someone I love. I did not mean to mislead you, and I never intended the push come to shove. I don't have one thing against you. I just wish you were someone I love. I did not mean to mislead you.
I never intended, yeah, that push come to shove. Oh, babe. Oh, it's over. The record's over. Isn't that a good record?
That's a great
Isn't that a
record.
good record? Yeah, that was a long time ago. That
That
was
made
when
you a
your
nickel.
mother was in the second grade. Maybe your grandmother was in the second grade. Hey, I got to do a little deal here. I just wish you were someone I love. That was a #1 record for us. I was in Las Vegas. We were at Las Vegas working at the Golden Nugget, and I got a call from my dear friend Johnny Lee, one of the great country singers, a dear friend of mine. He said, well, how about the song, Larry? I said, yeah, it's doing good. It went to #1. He said, well, weren't you going to call me? I said, what? He said, well, I gave you that idea. I said, what? He said, yeah, we were coming back from Darrell Royal's golf tournament. I said, well, that explains it. Because, you know, golf tournament, that's back when I used to...
Partake.
Yeah, of non-covalent
Libations.
beverages. Yes.
Helping you out here.
Yeah, I know, and I appreciate it. Security. So what happened was, John, and I remembered it. I had written it down on a little matchbook. It just said around the little match. I just wish you, I wish you someone I love, and I found it in my luggage, and I wrote the song, and didn't even think about it. So I'm gonna tell you right now, Johnny Lee, wherever you are, I really appreciate it, and I still ain't giving you none of the money. It's just that simple. What I did was I gave him a song idea that I had been working on for a while and couldn't finish.
What song was that?
I have no idea. He never did finish. But I just want to give credit where credit's due. This is 6:50 a.m. The legend, WSM, the air castle of the universe, the entire Galactica.
And the South.
And the South. And the Willis Clan's going to be here in a little bit.
Some of them are already here.
Yeah, I know, but not near enough. I mean, like I say, it'd take bleachers. We'd have to put a gymnasium behind us to get. How many are there of y'all currently? 12 kids.
Wow.
And they're the most talented little toots you've ever seen.
So is their town car basically a tour bus? And that's just to go get groceries.
Yeah, when they just go to church, they got to have a prevo, and they are wonderful. They're really sweet kids. They are polite. They're the most well-mannered kids.
Well, that's rare.
They are really beautiful. Their mom is gorgeous. Their daddy's handsome. They just look like they fell out of GQ.
Wow.
Mademoiselle.
The pretty magazines.
Yeah, the pretty magazines.
Yeah.
And they're wonderfully talented, great kids. So they're going to be on the Grand Ole Uproar tonight, and they're going to come visit with us. How many of y'all are coming over here?
If everybody eventually, just Jared and I are here to hang out with you guys.
Okay, y'all going to hang out? Because some of y'all don't talk.
Yeah, we figured we'd bring the talkers and we leave all the
Because the little, how young is the littlest one?
Well, the littlest one is just about to turn 5, and she's...
If she's going to talk like this, she can be on the microphone.
She can be on the
later.
microphone.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to be here later. Yeah, the people are wanting. Well,
that was a one-way conversation.
They're kind of fading out, Mildred. They're on radio. They're fading out. They're talking to each other across the room. So, well, anyway.
Hey, I learned something very interesting before the show.
What's that?
You can sing in German.
I can.
Yeah.
Deutschland, Deutschland über alles. No, that's not. That's their national.
Oh,
that's the German.
That's the German national anthem.
When we went to do this Marcel Bach festival.
What town?
Stad.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of gutter. God.
Wow.
It's spelled G-S-T-A-D. G-S-T-A-A-A-D. A-A.
Yeah, that's
G-S-T, Alcoholics
That's a different
Anonymous,
place.
D. But we learned their national anthem in Swedish because I knew they weren't going to know a whole lot of our songs and there was going to be a little a lingual disconnect, you know?
Yeah.
So we decided to learn their national anthem. So for any of y'all who are from Switzerland, get out your red flag with a cross on it. Everybody stand up, put your hand over your heart. You ready?
Go ahead.
Tristi Morgenrot hier, sieg ich dich in Strahlenmeer, dich du hoch erhabener, Herrlicher, wenn der Rappen vieren Sieg rietet. Amen! Woo! That's kind of how we did it.
Take that, Fresno.
No, we knew, that's right. We knew that if we did that right off the bat, that we could pretty well sing the old cow across the road.
So was that both the open and close?
Absolutely. I'm not kidding you. They stood up again. I grabbed that flag, started waving it.
Yeah.
Tristimo.
Yeah.
It's a hard language. You got to.
It's very spitty.
It really is.
Yeah. You need a mouthpiece.
But they were wonderful people, and they love country music.
Yeah.
Patty was great. Chris was great. And
when is Patty Lovelace not great?
There's no
though?
time that Patty is not great.
She's amazing.
She's absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
Great band. We had a wonderful time over there. People treat us really well. And one of the songs that we sang over there was this song. Can we play two Gatlin Brothers records
We
back
can.
to back?
He'll just need a moment to look it up, whichever song.
Well,
you
he
wanna
has
play.
it right here on the list.
If that's the one you want to play.
That's the one we've got on the list.
Okay, well, I
JJ.
thought, but you've gone off the list before.
Not me. Why don't we play Lady Takes the Cowboy, and I'll try to settle JJ down a little bit. We'll be
That's
right
my
back.
fault.
You're listening to the Gospel According to Gatlin, brought to you by Renew Spinal Care. Woo!
Smooth talker. He thinks he'll be the one to walk her to his room. But for all of his scheming, he's only dreaming. He might as well be gone because she's got her eyes on the dance floor. She's made up her mind, and the lady takes the cowboy every time. 'Cause two-step. And she just can't wait to strut her stuff, dancing to the Cotton Eye Joe. So she's gonna dance till the band stops playing at 2 in the morning, and still have time for one beer before she goes home with her two-step cowboy. She'll have time for one beer before they go. Tall and handsome, he thinks he'll probably land somewhere in her arms tonight. Well, he thinks he's cool, but she thinks he's a fool. He might as well turn and go, because she's got her eyes on the dance floor. She's made up her mind, and the lady takes the cowboy every time. 'Cause she's just dying to do the Texas two-step, and she just can't wait to strut her stuff, dancing to the Cotton Eye Joe. So she's gonna dance until the band stops playing at 2 in the morning, and still have time for one beer before she goes home with her two-step cowboy. She'll have time for one beer before she goes.
Oh, wow. Lady Takes Cowboy at a Time by those handsome Gatlin brothers. Speaking of that, hey, you know, we kid around a lot. About stuff. But I want to say this right now. I have taken the time over the last 6 or 8 weeks to kind of start listening to some of our old songs, old records. You know, Socrates, you heard of him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He used to play with in Bill Monroe's band.
I think he was in
I
Bill
think he did.
Monroe's band.
And what happened was Socrates said the unexamined life is not worth the living. And so we need to kind of take stock every now and then where we are and what we do. And so I wanted to kind of take stock and see if those old things were good and had quality, if they still stood up. And I'm going to tell you what, we had a lot of great musicians in this town. God gave me some good songs for which I'm very grateful. And I'm going to tell you what, my 2 brothers, Steve and Ruth, those hound dogs can sing, pal.
They're pretty good.
I'm not kidding you.
Yeah.
We've listened to old records that we did, like live albums and stuff, and it's in tune, you know, on stage. You don't have to auto-tune it and do all that.
But you've got a new record coming out soon.
That was a segue.
Yeah.
Boy, you are sharp.
I jumped.
You are
I
sharp.
jumped right to it.
Guess what it's called? The album. Gospel According to Gatlin.
Oh,
Everything in
look
my
at
life
that.
is called the Gospel According
Yeah.
to Gatlin.
It's called branding.
It is branding, and it's a gospel album. It's for our CDs. First time we've ever done one of just all my songs. We've done the old hymns, which we love, and some of the songs are a bit edgy.
Okay.
There's one that talks about my old days when I was still drinking, you know, and the first line of it is, "I thought I was dancing till somebody stepped on my finger." And
How'd you end up on the floor, Larry?
well, I didn't know I was down there, so it's kind of edgy. But it's our take on it. You know, I think the good Lord ran around with ladies of the evening and tax collectors and fishermen, and so I don't think it was, you know, Dominies Nabiscos in the back of the church all the time. I think
So it was okay that you did the same thing and hung around with. I'm not saying, did you?
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, the people, the
The
folks,
people,
just the
yeah.
folks. So
They're
that's
consumers
what,
too.
That's right. And we're gonna, you know, the Pope is here. I don't mean like at the
Well,
Opry.
is he going to be in, what, D.C. or
Wouldn't that be
New
cool
York,
if the Pope would come do the Opry?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that'd be
And
amazing.
then Jim Ed Brown could
Yeah.
be Pope atop again.
Oh, miss Jim.
I miss Jim Ed. What a
Yeah.
nice man he was. He's
Yeah.
up there. We're brought to you, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen. Get your Crayola.
Well, before we get to that, how many songs are on the new album, Larry? How many songs? Do you
I
know?
don't know. Hey, Steve, how many songs are on the new album? 10?
At least 10. There's
Yeah.
at least 10.
Yeah, maybe 11.
Maybe 11.
We had to take one of them off there because it was a little bit too festive.
Ooh.
No, we really. I don't,
Oh,
I'm
no.
just kidding. I'm
But no, it's like
I'm
see,
way past that.
you've got a new album coming out.
Yeah,
You're going to be performing Christmas shows at the Gaylord Opryland.
that's right.
Gonna
Starting
be
in
doing
November.
that. You got your single coming out pretty soon.
Yes, we're going to debut it here next week on the Gospel According to
Yeah.
Gatlin, right
That's what I'm
here
talking about.
on Electrophonical Radio.
Yeah. You're doing the Opry all the time, and people love seeing you. You got
Every-
a lot going on, Larry Gatlin. A lot.
I know it.
That's
and I'm
great.
I'm very grateful.
That's great. Yeah.
You know, there's two kind of desperation. No job and too many.
Right now, you're at too many.
I'd rather have the second one. that no job is not a good situation.
No.
So on a serious note, we got too many of our fellow Americans who don't have jobs. So God bless them. Let's say a prayer for them. So what are we talking about?
Renew Spinal Care.
Okay, get your Crayola.
Yep.
Here it is. If
And
you got
your number
back
2.
trouble, and number 2 pencil and your Big Chief tablet. If you have herniated disc, scar tissue, pinched nerves, sciatica.
You're the only human being I've ever heard say it that way.
Well, it's I know.
Sciatica.
Yeah, I had a
That's
bad
great.
case of it.
Yeah.
It's very minimally invasive. They did a little less than like a quarter of an inch little incision at the base of my spine,
Yeah.
and they lasered it out. 1 stitch. I took some of that codeine stuff for about 2 days, and then just went to Advil.
Good.
And then it's okay, and every now and then I do that. There's a difference between pain and soreness. Every now and then I'll have a little soreness because I'm 67.
Yeah.
But it took care of that bad sciatic nerve problem. Hey, Brother Rudy. Hey. And my dear friend David Turrentine out in Midland, Texas, had it done last week. I talked to him today. He's doing great. He's back walking, lifting weights, doing all this
That's
exercise.
great.
So if you have something wrong with your back, give them a chance at this deal. It is Renew Spinal Care. Online, renewspinalcare.com. All one big word, renew until you get to the dot. Renewspinalcare.com. Or 844-34-RENEW. 1-844-347-3639. Renew Spinal Care. And
it's so good it allowed you to travel all over the world recently with no problems.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, a little Advil.
Yeah.
Nothing
Nothing wrong with that.
So we went to the deal in Stad.
Okay.
And then we just knocked them out for 2 nights. They loved us. It was
Yeah.
one of the nicest audiences. I mean, they are so polite. In fact, I went out in the audience to watch Patty, and then I went out another time to watch this Philip, what was it, Rudy? Fankhauser, F-A-N-K? Hank Hauser. No, Philip?
Rudy's going to look it up.
Anyway, whatever it is, the guy is unbelievable. And I was kind of doing like we do in America, kind of clapping my hands and singing along. And the guy in front of me turned around and waved his finger at me, like, "Don't do that. We want to hear." I'm not kidding you. It's like we were.
So they were a listening audience.
They were absolutely a listening audience. They went crazy. They had a great time.
So what's it like to also go across Europe on a train? You did that too.
We did that after the odd thing. Janice and I got in the train.
Yeah.
And we went down through Montreux, Montrex. I think it's Montrex. They have the Montrex Jazz Festival there.
It's the Montreux.
Then we went to Geneva, changed trains, went on down to Paris, had a wonderful 3-4 days there, and we did a bunch of videos. And I act crazy, but I tell people in the videos, hey, because of nice people like the folks listening on the Legend WSM to this show, and who come to concerts, and who've bought our old records, they have afforded us a really nice way of living, and we get to go do some of that stuff that a lot of them ain't going to get to go do. Our mom and dad couldn't go to Paris. I mean, they can now, but they couldn't when he was, working in the oil field for a living. But because those nice folks send us, we take videos and kind of try to take them with us. I ain't going to get up on that big old tower. I ain't going to do it. I'll show you the tower from the bottom of it and kind of pan up, but I ain't going up there.
Why aren't you going on the tower?
Huh?
Why aren't you going to go up on the tower?
Too damn high. It doesn't have
high?
wings or an engine. I ain't got anything that high. It ain't got wings and an engine. You know what I'm saying?
Afraid of heights?
Yeah. And depths, like when you fall off of it. No, I did do this. What was the name of that bridge we went across, Rudy? We went across a bridge out.
Glacier 3000.
Glacier 3000 is the name of it.
That sounds.
It's 3,000 meters, and there is a bridge across from one peak to the other one, and I did it. And I'm gonna tell you what, I will never do it again. I'm going to heaven someday. I'm gonna have wings and an engine. But I ain't gonna do. Oh, it scared the bejesus out of me. So, did you go across it, Rudy, or did you think out?
Not.
You did not.
About 20 feet, and that was far enough because it's like basically 9,000 feet now.
Wow.
There's a little bit of some rocks and things.
Yeah, a little few rocks at 4,000.
It's not going to soften the fall.
No, not much.
Yeah.
Then you fall off.
That's right.
Yeah, then you really fall off the big mountain. But it was beautiful. The people were really wonderful to us.
It was, if I may, it was almost like the audience was, if y'all don't be quiet out here, they're going to leave.
That's interesting.
I mean, that's kind of the feeling I got. Like, shh, be quiet,
Yeah.
be nice to these guys on stage, or they'll leave.
Have you ever had that experience before?
No. It's like, most of the audience is going, who are these guys? When are they going to leave?
Google them, Wilfred. No, we had a great time. We really did. There's Galen Butler, our keyboard player. He's going to be the one-armed keyboard player. He had shoulder surgery. Hi, Galen. Wave to everybody on radio with your good arm. There he is.
You mentioned the fear of falling. I'm not afraid of falling, but I'm afraid of landing after I'm done falling.
Yeah,
I'm
falling,
not a fan of that.
The falling's not the problem. It's the sudden stop at the end. That's what Roger Miller told. Roger got on a plane one time, and this lady was honking down Bloody Marys. Had about 4 of them before they took off. And Roger was kind of looking at her, and the lady said, "Sir," said, "I really don't drink, but I'm afraid of heights." And Roger said, "Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm afraid of widths." How could you be afraid of widths?
Roger
Just
Miller.
the open spaces. He was a piece of work. Look here. Is John Conley going to be on the Grand Ole Up?
Yes, he is.
He is.
He will be here tonight.
I don't know, huh? Let's play one of his records, Got My Heart Set on You. One of the best country singers that ever, put on a pair of boots. My buddy John Conley. Play it there in the control ship.
Oh, my God. That's
Ever since the day I met you, I feel like I'm walking on air. And lately I'm convinced it's no coincidence. I've run into you everywhere. And though I've heard your love is taken, I gotta believe what's in your eyes. Would I be out of line if I suggested a time and we get together one of these nights? Got my heart set on you. You're everything I ever wanted. Got my heart set on you. Can't be anything but love, baby. I'm betting on it. I don't want to give you the wrong impression. I'm not the kind who rushes in. But baby, every time I see you, before I even leave you, I can hardly wait to see you again. Got my heart set on you. You're everything I ever wanted. Got my heart set on you. Can't be anything but love, baby. I'm betting on it. I don't mean to be coming on strong, or taking anything for granted. Love is a thing that just comes along. You don't understand how it got out of hand, but you're in it right from the start. Got my heart set on you. You're everything I ever wanted. Got my heart set on you. Can't be anything but love, baby. I'm betting on it. Set on you. You're everything I ever wanted. Got my heart set on you.
Jasmine
would be 14.
Larry. Oh, I'm back on radio. We had dead air time. Oh my Lord. I was talking to some of these Willis Clans. Hey, you know what Rudy told me? Rudy is showing us, we talked to you about walking across. This is the gospel recording of Gatlin on WSM, the Legend 650, right here on the gospel recording of Gatlin. I already said that, didn't I? Yeah. Okay, and we're going to do the Tuesday night Opry here in a minute. We've got the Willis Clan coming up. Rudy has posted, JJ and I were talking about walking across that bridge. And Rudy was here, and he has just showed him a video of this. So if you will go to, what is it, Rudy? Gatlin Brothers?
At Gatlin Brothers on Twitter.
On Twitter, at Gatlin Brothers on Twitter.
And Larry Gatlin, Gatlin Brothers Facebook page.
Larry Gatlin, Gatlin Brothers Facebook page. and it's also in an Encyclopedia Britannica. And if you'll go Google that, all y'all under 40, you'll find out what company went out of business because of Google. Right? You know?
It's gone. It's done.
You know what? When Henry Ford finally figured out that Model T, it put a lot of buggy whip makers out of business too. They just didn't need them anymore. So, I am here. So anyway, Google that. No, not Google it. What did they do, Rudy? Facebook. Facebook. Okay, we're here in the green room. These kids are unbelievable. And they probably get mad at me calling them kids. The first time I saw the Willis Clan on the Grand Ole Opry, probably 2 or 3 years ago, I was dumbfounded. They are the most talented family in the world, not named Gatlin. But there's more of them than there are us.
We can't fit them all in the green.
You can't do it. I mean, there's
we
just
went for quantity.
It did?
Yeah.
Well, first of all, the thing you're struck by, they're all just drop dead gorgeous. Their mom and dad look like Ken and Barbie. And the girls are beautiful, the guys are handsome. And you can't help but notice that. We're all human beings. But the next thing you notice, they walk out on the stage and they sing their little cookuses off and play instruments. They play great. And then when you come backstage and meet them, if the world were full of Willises and Gatlins, this would be a lot better place. And the Pope. Okay, those three. I maybe didn't get the order right. Maybe the Pope ought to go first. But these kids are so well-mannered, and they're sweet. They're good kids, and I just love them. They're going to be on the Opry with us tonight, and we have 2 of the 28. How many are there currently? 12.
Yes, there are
12 children. This is Miss Jessica. She is 23 years old, and Brother Jeremiah is 22, and they have come to join us. Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
How y'all doing?
Thanks for having us. It's good to be back. We've been gone for a while. So.
You been on tour? You been out there on the road?
Yeah, all sorts of places, all sorts of strange lands like Minnesota and Wisconsin.
Strange lands like Minnesota?
Yeah. We were there for 12 days. For
Did
their
you mean to
state
say
fair.
that? Strange places like Minnesota? Did you really mean to say that?
Well,
say it again. That's exactly
yeah.
the way I feel it.
They have the biggest fair there I've ever seen in my entire life. They have 1.8 million people come to it.
Yeah, we worked the Minnesota State Fair many years ago. It's
Well,
one
it's
night we were
awesome.
in Minnesota, and we had been working a little beer joint down the road, a little roadhouse,
Mm-hmm.
and we were staying out there where now the Mall of America is.
Mm-hmm.
But it used to be, there was a little thing, there was a hotel there, I can't remember the name of it, and there was a little thing called the Thunderbird Savings and Loan. So we'd been in this little roadhouse, been working this little beer joint for about a week, and it was the middle of December, and we were driving back in from the little roadhouse to the hotel, and I told my brother Steve, I said, Steve, it said 12:30 and minus 22 degrees. You know, on the bank, you know how bank buildings used to have the time and
Yeah.
temperature? So it said 12:36 a.m. and it said minus 22 degrees. I said, Steve, thank God we're getting out of this cold blankety blank. He said, yeah, we're going to Minot, North Dakota tomorrow. We got off the plane, it was minus 40. Let me tell you something,
spoke too
folks.
soon.
You can just write this down with your number 2 pencil, your Crayola on your Big Chief tablet. Write this down right here, okay? Any place I go, and the hair in my nose freezes before I can get in a dad-burned cab is too cold for the cowboy singer. Write that down right there. So now back to y'all. Minnesota, where else you been?
Ohio, Indiana, Illinois. We're heading out to Arizona and Florida soon, so we're just traveling a whole bunch. But it is so good to be back here. It's so good to
Well,
be
we're
home.
glad to have you. You got a new record coming out.
Well, we had one come out the beginning of summer, and that's been doing really well. And it's kind of strange. We've been back in the studio for 2 or 3 days working on a new record. So that one's we still need some time to put that one together.
Okay.
We were so excited at how the last album went that we said, hey, let's make another one as soon as we can. So we
You know
already
what?
started.
That's what your mom and daddy said right after Jessica was born.
Well, I do have to say that
actually.
Jess and I are less than a year apart. So
Yeah,
I think
yes.
that's kind of what
Was
We're
it-
the same age.
Where'd
for like 4
y'all
days.
come from? What?
As in.
Wait. That's
No,
an
no.
interesting
How are you
question
asking
there.
that question?
Okay, we're going to take a break to talk to our sponsors and see if we're still on rate. Testing. Are we still on? No, what I mean is what part of the country. Was it real cold up there in the winters? 'Cause not a lot of things to do. You
Yeah,
know?
well, here, okay, in fairness, we came from Chicago, so it was a bit colder. And we just, like I said, got back from Minnesota, so it's supposed to be a good bit colder there. And we met so many families with so many kids, and I'm sitting there. You'd think I would know this joke by now and everything, but I'm sitting there and I was like, wow, there are so many big families. And one of the little kids just popped up and goes, well, it's cold up
It's
here.
cold
and
up
I was
there.
Like, I can't believe that child just said that, but that is so funny.
You do know when summer is in Minnesota, don't you? July 4th and early the morning of the 5th. That's it.
Well,
That's all of summer.
We were there all 12 days of their fair, and it was like 98 one of the days. And I was like, this is about as north as we can. I mean, we're supposed to be in cooler areas, and it was so hot.
Well,
man.
I know, but you get up there in about the first week of October, and that wind shifts and comes down from the north. You'll want to be right back down here at the Grand Ole Opry.
That
That's
whole
what I'm
nose
telling
hair
you.
thing.
Oh, that whole thing starts happening. So, you know what? The first time I saw y'all, I was talking to y'all. Who is the lady in y'all? Your sister? Or you write some of the songs, and one of your sister, y'all write some of the songs?
I've written most of the songs. Jer's written.
She's very modest. She's written over 200 pieces of music.
Well, do you remember that night I said, hey, we ought to get together and write a song together?
Yeah.
Remember we said that?
Yes, we said
You know
that.
what happened after that? I went and heard y'all's album. I figured out y'all didn't need me.
Oh.
I ain't kidding. Now, I'll still do it if you feel sorry for this old boy, but you do not need my help. I'm going to tell you something, folks.
Needs lots of Larry Gatlin.
God bless you. We'll take a break here in a minute. But I'm not kidding you. The lyrics were so smart, and the way y'all put them together. I'm really proud of y'all and the work that you're doing. So, folks, I want you to, we're not through. I want you to go, we're going to play a record. Do we have some of their stuff? Yeah, JJ, you sent them. Now, is this some of the new stuff, or this is the old stuff here?
Oh, look
Which
at
one
that.
do you want to
Yeah,
play,
got one of
JJ?
each.
Come on, Jessica. Which one do you want, baby?
Well, that's off the first one here, Traveling Song. That's an Irish one. That is a bluegrass one. And is that off the new CD? Is that off the new?
I don't know. It's your project.
See, this is the tricky one because we did this song on 2
Which one
records.
is kind of the little Irish sounding one?
That's the first
Let's
one.
do that, and then I want to talk about y'all's kind of your history of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kevin, play that traveling song by that Willis Clan right now on WSM, the Air Castle, and all of that.
Down the road you traveled over the hills of plenty. On the ramblers go, numbering 4 and 20. Fancy you a song, sung in the older fashion. Won't you sing along to one of the tunes you know? Storytellers all we'd gather about your table long into the night with legend and myth and fable. Heroes of renown, glorious tales of splendor, servants of the crown, battle against their foe. Pay the piper well and bring him a drink of brandy. Up we'll strike a tune, play it so fine and dandy. Call the local lads, gather the neighbors' daughters. We shall have a dance down in the fields below. Upon the gentry, rest your watches long, quiet your garden sentry, rid your mind of care, banish all weight and worry, feast and wine prepare, generous game to show. pleasure. Grant us wishes well, luck in the fullest measure. Bid you all adieu, stories to keep and treasure. When we're passing through, ever and on we go.
That's all. That wasn't all. All
It's
was
in the
all
fade
the
out.
time.
It's in the fade out.
We did that on purpose for you.
Is it over?
It's
It's
over.
over.
That's all the Willis Clan. I mean, I don't know how many there are of there, but that was probably Jessica, Jeremiah, Jennifer, Jeanette, Jackson, Jedediah, Jasmine, Julie, Jamie, Joanna, Yeager, and Jada.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
at least the ones that were out of diapers at the time.
There you go. Well, some of our bands still. Anyway, that's another story. Okay.
Well, I hear you move out of them and
Well,
eventually you move back into them,
There.
depending on how long
hey,
your career goes.
now you're meddling, little girl.
Little
Hey.
girl.
Okay. Tell me about the Irish lilt, the Irish
Well,
color to your, the
yeah.
fabric of
It's
your music.
It's in our blood. It's my mom's grandfather was 100% Irish, and growing up in Chicago, the culture there is very strong. We got into the traditional dance, the traditional music, and those competitions took us over to Ireland. And we've continued, even as we kind of graduate out of competitions into our career and our performance role, we still travel over there, and now we take our fans with us. And on this most recent trip that we took this past June, we actually got to visit the place where my mom's family came from and met some extended, like second cousins and extended family, and that was really...
Oh, that's cool. Well, that's wonderful. I bet they loved having y'all over there making music and bringing all these people. Well, I love you singing. I love your playing. Y'all, you write the songs, and you do the producing. Is that right?
Yes, I do most of the producing. I'm not the only one, but we have a lot of fun. We set up a recording studio in the master bedroom of the house, and
When it's not busy.
No. Clarification. Clarification. We actually kicked our parents out of the master bedroom, and they have
we kicked
a
them out of the
different
master bedroom,
different
and
bedroom.
we set up our recording studio in there, and that's actually where I'm spending a lot of my time because we are currently recording another album. This will be our fourth album.
On the years that there's an album, there's not a kid that year, right?
Oh my goodness.
It just keeps coming back
well,
to that, doesn't he?
actually, Mom and Dad have said they've officially passed the torch on. So.
Toby and Brenda, they're wonderful folks. You're going to love these kids. Tell us about the TV show. I mean, what a deal this is. Oh, I was somewhere the other day that y'all were about to come to that place. Rudy, where did we
Another
do that little
state or somewhere?
a gig we did at that little 250 seat theater up there we did on this last tour? And I think y'all are going there next
Would
week.
that have been?
Yeah, see, we don't even know where we're going to be next
week. Would it
week.
have been in Virginia or Kentucky? Those are our next two gigs.
Virginia was the Birchmere.
I don't know off the top of my head.
Lancaster,
We are
Lancaster,
playing in
Kentucky.
Lancaster.
That's where
Yes.
it was.
Yep.
So they will.
We're following you.
and-
Wherever you go, we're going.
They were
there
talking
next.
about the TV show. So tell us about the TV show. Tell us about your records,
Yeah. So
where they can find them, the whole deal.
Yeah. So we got started in roots music. Did a lot of that. Did some touring, but we were homeschooled. We obviously have a lot of young kids, so we didn't do too much in the way of the family business. We were featured on America's Got Talent last summer, and that kind of brought attention to us on a larger scale. And after that show, we got an offer with TLC to do a family TV show. And we did a first season that was very successful, and it got renewed for a second season, which we're shooting now. And we kind of released our most recent album at the same time as that TV show, and the combined kind of publicity was really good for us, both the show and the album. The album jumped up to number 6 on the iTunes pop charts, and the TV show was the number 1
Oh,
for
that's
its
amazing.
slot. You know, so
Well, now,
that
I
was
hate to
very
bring
cool.
up something. See, I don't watch a lot of TV. I watch Fox News and I watch, sporting events. I don't watch reality, and I don't watch America's Got Talent. See, people ask me, they say, what kind of music do you listen to when you go home? I say, I don't. They say, you don't? What do you mean? I said, well, For me to go home and listen to music is like a mailman taking a walk on his day off. It don't make a lot of sense. You know what I'm saying? So I don't watch talent shows on TV. I've seen some of the greatest talent. I mean, when you've worked the Grand Ole Opry and you've sung at Carnegie Hall, he said humbly, and been on the Tonight Show, and you've heard the Doobie Brothers live, and Barbra Streisand and Neil Diamond and Willie Nelson and and George.
What are we doing here?
You know, why am I going to go watch? So did y'all win America's Got Talent?
No.
Who won? Like the Mormon Tabernacle Choir? That's the only group bigger. Who won?
A magician won it.
A magician?
And I think
What did he do? Pull a family out of his hat?
No, that was our act.
Oh, I see.
We don't even have a TV, so I don't even know who won the show.
You don't have a TV?
We don't have a TV.
Yeah.
None of us.
What?
We sit her.
You're
Yeah.
homeschooled? You must be smart. That's what happens.
We're
More
homeschooled.
mamas and daddies ought to take the TVs away.
You know.
Have I told you what you're listening to? It's WSM here, Larry Gatlin, Gospel According to Gatlin. And these are the Willis kids. This is 2 of the 14. And they're just wonderful. Jessica and Jeremiah. And they're going to be on the Opry tonight. And they were talking about their records. They did it themselves. And now the people at Sony Red have helped you out with that. They're a great company.
What's great is that our first 2 albums, we did all our own, and they were kind of smaller releases. But this release, yes, we were distributed by Sony Red, awesome group of people.
Yep.
They got it on iTunes immediately, where it saw great success. It's also now in Walmart, Cracker Barrel. I think they're selling it here at the Opry store as well. So we're just seeing it pop up everywhere. Best Buy as well. And when we were in Minnesota, we played at the Mall of America.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, that was
wonderful.
pretty fun. That's the biggest.
That is
biggest
bigger than
mall
my
ever.
college. It's bigger than my college.
It's like
the Mall
5
of America.
colleges on
In
top
fact,
of
it's bigger
each
than my
other.
hometown. Our hometown was so small they had to have both city limit signs on the same post. But anyway, now look here. Yeah, it's so small it had to take turns being town drunk. Okay, and
Sounds like
I
our
did it
family
most
is
of the
bigger
time.
than that.
So we're gonna play another one of your records.
Okay,
Which
yeah.
one do you want to play?
Well, we're kind of following along. The first one we played was kind of our roots, our
Yep.
Irish beginnings. So why don't we play What Can I Say Next? That's more of a, well, you can hear the move to Nashville, I think.
You can hear the
in
move to
this-
Nashville from
in this
Ireland to Nashhogan right here. Kevin, hit it with What Can I Say? The Willis Clan on WSM, the Gospel According to Gatlin.
Barely am I speechless, never lost my words. Always been the girl that sometimes seen but always heard. Standing here before you, I've never felt this bad. Thinking of the things I've said, I wish I never had. What can I say? I'm afraid I've already said it all. What can I do? Take it back for you. Rewrite every love song that I play. Save it for a moment like today. What can I say? What can I say? You think it's ironic? Go ahead and laugh. The situation's funny when it's not in your path. Talk about confusing, nothing's making sense, except that I'm the fool on the wrong side of the fence. What can I say? I'm afraid I've already said it all. What can I do? Take it back for you. Rewrite every love song that I play. Save it for a moment like today. What can I say? What can I say?
That's the Willis Clan, and I ain't kidding you, they can sing and play. Let me tell you what, my friend Mickey Newberry, the late, great Mickey Newberry, when I first moved here, I'd been hanging around with him about a year. He said, I know your heart. He said, you don't have enough great songs to do an album all by yourself right now, so don't do one. He said, wait a year, and you'll have enough good songs to do your own music. He said, if you have a hit on somebody else's music and you have to go sing it every night the rest of your life, it's going to break your heart for 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Now, that doesn't mean that people who don't sing their own songs aren't valid. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying he knew how I felt about it, and I think I know how y'all feel about it. And Clint Black had a big article in the paper about Nashville. They want him to do other people's songs. Go write your own songs, your heart. Y'all can do it. You know what you're doing. And you're going to love going out there doing your own music. So I'm really proud of y'all. I bet you have a website and all that deal.
Yeah, there's thewillisclan.com. We're on that special Twitter thing as well, Facebook, all that. You can just find us at The Willis Clan. And Instagram, there's that new one too.
Yeah, I don't know any about that stuff. I just heard about Elvis a couple of days ago. And the Titanic, when did that happen? Thursday.
That was a while ago.
Listen, Blake Shelton, my buddy, is going to be on. There's our boss, Pete Fisher. Everyone give Pete a nice round of applause. It's great to see you up and around, my friend. So, look, Blake is going to, we're going to play Blake's song, Old Red. And here's the deal. All this nonsense was brought to you tonight by Renew Spinal Care. Folks, I get in here and I act silly. If you've got back problems, go and punch in, log in. What do? Log on, type in. What do you do to a computer?
You turn on your computer, you
turn on your computer,
or your internet, you put this in the search.
And you search, that's what I mean, for renewspinalcare.com. If you got back trouble, you need to go see these people. I did it. My mantra is I walked in at 11:30, walked out at 2:30, and my back is well. Yeah, my back gets sore every now and then. I'm 67 years old, and when you've put your back through some of the stuff I put mine through. So go do it. Renew Spinal Care. 1-844-347-3639. Nice hand for the Willis Clan, 2 of them. No more pictures, Mr. Fisher. Security. I've got to go get on my cowboy shirt, play that Blake Shelton record, go see the Willis Clan, and if we have any time left, JJ will take us out right here on WSM 650, the legend, Air Castle of the South.
Well, I caught my wife with another man, and it cost me 99. On a prison farm in Georgia, close to the Florida line. Well, I've been here for 2 long years. I finally made the warden my friend. And so he sentenced me to a life of ease, taking care of old Red. Now old Red, he's the damnedest dog that I've ever seen. Got a nose that can smell a 2-day trail. He's a 4-legged tracking machine. You can consider yourself mighty lucky to get past the gators and the quicksand beds. But all these years that I've been here, ain't nobody got past Red. And the warden sang, come on somebody, why don't you run? Old Red's itching to have a little fun. Get my lantern, get my gun. Red'll have you treat for the morning come. Well, I paid off the guard and I slipped out a letter to my cousin up in Tennessee. On he brought down a blue tick hound. She was pretty as she could be. Well, they pinned her up in the swampland about a mile just south of the gate. And I'd take old Red for his evening run. I'd just drop him off and wait. And the warden sang, come on somebody, why don't you run? Old Red's itching to have a little fun. Get my lantern, get my gun. Red'll have you treat for the morning come.
Old Red got real used to seeing his lady every night. And so I kept him away for 3 or 4 days and waited till the time got right. Well, I made my run with the evening sun, and I smiled when I heard him turn red out. 'Cause I was headed north to Tennessee, and old Red was headed south. And the woman sang, "Come on, somebody, why don't you run? Old Red's itching to have a little fun. Get my lantern, get my gun. Red'll have your treat for the morning come." Now there's red-haired blue ticks all in the south. Love got me in here and love got me out.